Hi everyone, I welcome you all once again to Latest Fashion TV. My name is Chinwe. I hope we are all doing great. In today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful bubu gown, high and low bubu gown. You can see that the back is longer than the front. The front is shorter than the back with this unique sleeve with band, as you can see on this picture. Please, if today is your first time of joining us on this channel, you're so very welcome. I promise you it will be worth your time. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for staying with us on this channel. And please don't forget to like this video, comment and share with your friends. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscription button. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload a new video. Sorry for my inability to upload videos lately. It's due to some circumstances beyond my control. To make this bubu dress, I need 3 yards. I'm using 3 yards of this crepe fabric. I have my scissors, I have my tape, I have my chalk, my biro, my ruler, and the customer's measurement. This is very necessary, the measurement. And I'm going to be showing us how to take the measurement. So for your customer, for you to measure this, you place your tape on the back neck, the middle of the back neck of your customer, and then to where your customer wants the sleeve to be, the sleeve of the dress to be. So for my customer, she wants it to end on this point, and on this point what I have there is 23, and because it's having a band, I will go ahead and measure that part so that I will know what I will use for my band. So what I have here is 10 inches, as you can see. So that's what I'll use to cut my band. So here, this is my fabric. I've laid it on the table already, and I used that measurement I just showed us now, which is 23, to fold this fabric. I only added half-inch seam allowance that I will use to join the band that we have at the sleeve part. So this 23 is what I have all the way to the full length of this gown. So after this, the first thing I'm doing here is to measure out the length of this customer. So the length of this custodian I'm sewing for, everything that I need is 55. So that's what I'm marking here. I will mark it down to all the fabric that I need for this clothes. That's the 23 that I've folded already for this gown. So I will mark it out, then I will connect the lines together. Please guys, don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends. Thank you so much. So I will mark this down part. I will connect the line together. So I'll do that now so that we can see where this is where my gown ends. So is the hemline that I'm marking out now. Please try, you can see, do very well, you will see the chalk. I didn't want to use the marker because it's a customer's fabric. So that's why I'm using chalk. So this is where my 55 ends. So you can see the line. So after I've done that, the first thing I'm going to be doing is to mark my neck. So for the front neck, I'm using 4x4. So I'll mark it out 4x4. That's what I'm marking here. That's what I'm using for the front neck. So I'll mark it all out. I'll connect it with my ruler. Then I'll use my armhole curve to shape out my neck because it's going to be a round neck. So I'm connecting the lines together with my ruler. Then I'm going to be shaping out my neck with my armhole curve. So this is the front neck here, 4x4. That's what I use for this gown. So once I'm done marking out this front neck, I'll go ahead. I decided to use biro here because it's as if the chalk is not really showing well. So I just decided to use biro instead of marker. So if you look very well, you can see the lines. So we have 4x4 for the front here, and then I'm using 1.5 for the back. So I'll mark my 4.5. If you have been watching my videos, you notice I always like marking out both my front and my back neck at the same time. But when I'm cutting, I'll now know how I cut it. This helps me a lot. So I'll mark out my back neck and then I'll do the connection of my back neck. Please, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscription button. Thank you so much and God bless. So I'm marking out the back neck now. So here I have both my front and my back neck. So once I'm done doing this, the next thing is to fold the shoulder. So I'm going to fold the shoulder and show us. So for the folding of the shoulder, I used 1 inch to fold my shoulder. That's what I use here. So I'm marking to be sure where my 3.5 ends. So I've marked it, I'm ascertaining it on that part. So I'll now go ahead and form my shoulder. I use 1 inch to form my shoulder here. Then I'll connect it back to where my neck ends, this way with my long ruler. So once I'm done doing this, the next thing I'm going to be doing now, can you see I form my shoulder? The next thing I'm going to be doing now is to mark this 23.5 that I need for this gown. I'll just go ahead and mark it all out like this, and then I'll connect the lines and then I'll cut them out. That's what I'm doing here. I'm remarking my 23.5 inch that I need for this, for the wideness of this gown. So I'm marking it out here. I'm connecting the lines. So once I'm done, first thing I'm going to be doing now is to cut my back neck. I'll go ahead and cut my back neck. So once I'm done cutting this back neck, I'll separate the front piece from the back piece so I can cut the front. But before I separate them, I'll first of all fold my shoulder. So that's what I'm doing here. Remember, I used 1 inch to fold this shoulder. Reason because I'm going to be gathering these parts for the sleeve. When we get there, you understand what I mean. If not that I'm gathering it, if it's a bubu that is this long, the sleeve is this long, I would have fallen it with 2 inches if I'm not going to be running gathers on it. So I'll go ahead and cut out that 23.5 inches that I marked all the way down. So that's what I'm doing. I'm done doing that. So the next thing now is to separate my back from my front so I can cut my front neck. So you can see that's what I'm doing, separating my back from my front. This is very important. Don't forget and leave the two together and still go and cut the front neck. That means you have changed the neck of the clothes entirely. So this is my front piece that I have alone here. So I'll go ahead now and cut the front neck. Remember I told us I used 4x4 for this front and then 4x1.5 for the back. Although it depends on how wide or how low you want yours is. You can change the measurement of your neck. So I'm done cutting the neck. The very first thing I'm going to be doing to this gown now is to join the shoulders. So I would match the front and the back piece together, right side facing each other like this, and I will go ahead and join their shoulders with 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So can you see? So that's the first thing I will do now. I'll join them, then I'll come and show us the next thing to do. So guys, here I've joined the shoulder with 1/2 inch seam allowance like I told us, the two shoulders, and I've gone ahead to hem my neck with my bias. So you can see there. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark how many inches I want to gather together to form that gathers that we have on the sleeve. Remember my customer's round sleeve is 10 inches, which will give us 5. I'm adding extra 10 to it. So I have 15 like this. So by the time I open this up, I will have 30 inches. Remember, I've been running these gathers from this part to the shoulder line and down to the other side of this cloth. So when I open it up, you understand what I mean. So when I gather it, I'll gather it back to 10 inches, which is my customer's round sleeve that I need there. So this is the band I'll be attaching. I've cut it out already. It's 2 band, is on fold. I cut it on fold. So the 2 is here that I need for both sleeves. So I use 3.5 because I want the band to be 3 inches at the end of the day. So I use 3.5 to cut it on fold. So if you open it, you have 7, but it's on fold, so it's 3.5. So I'll go and run the gathers on this part. Remember, I said I have 15. My customers is 5. I added extra 10 inches for my gather. So I'll run the gathers. I'll do this on this part, attach my band, and I'll do the same on the other part and attach my band. So this is it. This is what I mean by when you open it up, it will be 30 inches. Remember, my gather is coming from this point through the shoulder line down to the other side of the fabric. So can you see it? So this is what I mean when I say you open it up, you have 30 inches. So is this 30 inches that we are going to be gathering back to 10 inches. So the same thing I did on this other side of the sleeve. So can you see I've run my gathers? So I'll go ahead now and drag it. So after dragging it, can you see what I'm doing? I will make sure I have 10 inches there because that's what I need for the round sleeve. So guys, here I'm done gathering it. Can you see how it's looking? Can you see? So I'll measure it to be sure that I have the 10 inches that I need on that part. So you can see it's 10 inches. So I've equally gathered the other side as well. So I'll now go ahead and attach this band. But for me to attach this band, I'll fold it into 2, get the middle, and then I'll place the middle. This is what I mean. I'll fold it into 2, get this middle, notch it. I'll place this middle on the shoulder line like this. I'll place it on this shoulder line like this. I'm notching it. It's a little, just a little notch. The reason doing this is so that you'll be sure that your sleeve will fall on both sides on equal proportion. So I'll be sure I have 5 inches this way, 5 inches the other way. So that's the essence of pinning it in the middle with my pin. Then I'll now go ahead and sew it down. So exactly what I'm doing here, that's what I'm going to do on the other side of the sleeve. So I'll use my 1/2 inch seam allowance to sew it down. So when I sew it and turn it, we'll have something like this. So I'll do the same on this other part. Exactly what I've shown you, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here too. So I'll sew them and then I'll come and show us the next thing. So this is our sleeve. It's already coming out. Can you see the gathers? And can you see our band looking pretty? So this is what our clothes is looking like. So this is the second hand too. I've done the same thing. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be turning them right side facing each other. And then I'm going to be sewing it down with the seam allowance I left for stitching. So I'm going to be using my seam allowance to sew it from this band all the way to the down part of the gown, to the full length of the gown. Yes, I'll join it on this side all the way to the full length. The same thing I will do on the other side equally. So I'll finish it up and then I'll come and show us how to cut that front so that we can have the front will be shorter than the back and the back will be longer than the front. All right guys, so I've closed the side. I've closed both sides. So please guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscription button because it means a lot to me. Thank you so much and remain blessed. So let's now work on the front. So for us to work on the front, I'm going to be holding my clothes in the middle like this. Watch what I'm doing carefully, you understand. On that joining, I will join the two side joining together like this. Watch carefully. This joining that we have on both sides, that's what I'm joining together, and I'm going to pin it down. So in this way, I have my front one side and I have my back one side. So this is what it should look like when you lay it on your table. So you can see that it's the two side joining that is in the middle. Now just follow me carefully, you understand. It's very simple. So it's the two side joining that I've pinned together. So this part is my front and this part is my back. Front and back, don't mix it up. This is my front, this is my back. So I'm going to be removing how many inches I want to use for the front. So I want the front to be shorter by 10 inches than the back. So I'm going to be marking that 10 inches out. So can you see it? 10 inches. So I'll mark it out like this. So I'm going to be connecting it all the way from here back down to the back side, depending on the type of shape that you want. It's not a must that this shape must be circle. You may decide to make it a V shape. You can decide to be creative on this part. It's just that whatever you draw is what you will have at the end of the day. So please bear with me. Look very well. I think my chalk is faint here. I just determine where I want my cutting to end. So that's what I'm marking out. So I'll now connect it to that point where I mark, because I don't want the shaping to get to the end of the back. So if you look well, you can see my chalk. So that's what I'm drawing out now, the shape that I want on this part that I want to have at the end of the day. I want to have a little something that is like more of like a circle in that front. So that's what I'm drawing. It's very simple and very tricky at the same time, but just once you join your two sides joining together, like you can see that is in the middle, you automatically know that one part is the front and the other part is the back. So you now go up by how many inches that you want. It's not a must it will be 10. You may decide to use 15. You can decide to use 20. I know you must have seen styles like that is like it's a blouse, but the back part is like a tail, very long. So it's this method too that you can use to achieve that. So after drawing, I cross check to be sure this is what I want to have. This is the shape I want to have at the end of the day after marking. So the next thing is to now go ahead and cut it out. So just follow me. Go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting now, I'll go ahead and hem and fold this down part. I'll fold it, and after folding it, our gown is ready. I'll put it on the dummy and show us the final look. Thank you guys. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like and share with your friends. Also comment if you have any question you want to ask on this video. I will gladly answer you. So can you see what we will have at the end of the day after sewing? You can see that the shape that we want is already coming out. So I will take it to the sewing machine and hem all these down parts, fold it, and then I'll put it on the dummy. So you can see that our front now is shorter than the back and the back is longer than the front, and this is the shape that I have. Thank you guys. We've come to the end of today's tutorial. I hope you learned one or two things and you enjoy it. Please don't forget to like this video, comment and share with your friends. And if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload new video. I so much appreciate your time with us. Thank you so much and God bless. Till I see you once again in my next video. It is me, Chinwe, saying bye-bye.